This is Michael Dawes, Director of Public Relations at Barton Community College, and you're tuned in to Cougar Pause on KVGB 1590 AM. Today we're talking with Dr. Penny Quinn. She's Barton's new Vice President of Instruction and Student Services. Good morning, Dr. Quinn, and welcome to Barton.
Good morning.
And you've come here in early January from Lincoln Trail College in Illinois. She served as Chief Academic Officer. How have you made the adjustment to Barton and your new position so far?
Well, I've just started week 3, so my focus has been on learning about the college and learning about higher education in Kansas. Military piece is new to me, and so that's been an area that I've been focused on trying to understand a little bit more about. We are currently going through AQIP, which is part of our accreditation with the Higher Learning Commission, and so I'm trying to get up to speed on where we're at with AQIP. I've been learning about KBOR and our performance agreements. We have Title III going on right now, so that's been something that I've been trying to gear up with, as well as learning about the foundation that we have here at Barton and the support it provides, and all of our online instruction pieces. So after 2 weeks, I've had a lot of meetings. I've met with representatives from the Kansas Board of Regents and from the Technical Education Association or Authority. I'm not sure of my acronyms yet. I have a long list. Okay. And been meeting with individuals here on campus. I've met with a lot of staff members, and once I can move through a lot of those individuals, I also hope to have some personal meetings with some of our faculty as well. But there are a lot of people for me to learn, and I'm trying to do those individuals on an individual basis so I can get to know people here on campus.
And you know, obviously it takes a time frame when you first come in, especially in your role, where there's so many facets and you're such an umbrella over so many areas. You haven't mentioned the corrections, and you haven't mentioned the workforce training. You've had extensive work with those at Lincoln Trail, so that probably is some familiarity with you in that regard as far as dealing with those entities as well. I'm sure you've got to get geared up for those in addition to those areas that you're not so familiar with. Barton is unique with its U.S. Army partnership and what that entails, and working from 2 campuses and other remote sites. In some respects, you've worked in a similar setting. Lincoln Trail is one of 4 colleges comprising Illinois Eastern Community Colleges. Do you find that experience transfers in how you operate in your new role in working with employees and students at the varied sites?
I think it does. Every position that I've held in higher education has had a multi-site or multi-campus component to it. My most recent position was a 4-college district environment that I worked within. We also, our college provided education for 2 correctional centers, and my position prior to that was a community college situation that also had an extensive online component that was out of state, which is similar to some of the things that we have going on here, and also had multi-college campuses within the state. So I think the biggest hurdle may be kind of a strong word, but one of the factors that can impede your movement towards goals when you have a multi-site or multi-campus environment is communication. It's easy to have these separations between individuals. It can happen on large college campuses that are all at the same place too. If you're larger or you're spread out, you're not involved with those other people directly as often as you might be in a smaller single campus environment. And those kinds of communication issues, it makes it tough, because you don't understand what each other is doing, or you're all moving towards the same goals, but you're doing it differently. And I've just found that the biggest or the best way to get through that is to be open to communication and available for people to talk to. And I try to do that when I'm not tied up in meetings. I try to have my door open and be available so that that line of communication and discussion can occur.
And that's part of what you talk about when you're going to these other areas and spending time and getting to know the departments and the people, and a very important part of getting off on the right foot with everything. By coming to Barton, you reunite with former President Lincoln Trail college, which is Dr. Carl Heilman, who's our president here at Barton and has been since '06. That working relationship is another area of familiarity that I assume allows you to progress more quickly. I mean, you kind of know his tendencies and how he operates as a leader. Does that give you some of that familiarity to help you hit the ground running?
Oh, definitely. Being familiar with Dr. Heilman, it makes it easier to adjust to all the changes that I'm going through. He is familiar with my leadership style and my work ethic, having worked together before, and I think he values my characteristics as a leader, and so that relieves some of the stress. Being a new employee coming in someplace, your boss kind of already knows you and how you work, and I understand his leadership style and how he leads, and I understand his expectations for me as a new vice president here at the college, and so that piece of could be a stressful transition is so much easier when you know a person, especially when that person happens to be your boss.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a break from Cougar Pause, and we'll be back after these messages.